Good morning, and welcome to episode 38 here in my Monday mornings mixed media piece. Sorry, I'm also slowly speaking here at the beginning, but I was not unsure my camera was rolling, but it is. Welcome. If you're new here, a warm welcome to you. You have just stumbled into my channel. My name is Lisbeth, and I'm a Danish abstract mixed media artist. So, first of all, pardon my English, but I think you can understand what I'm saying, and of course, you can see what I'm doing. But I do all sorts of things, and I have a playlist called Monday Mornings Mixed Media Piece, and once in a while I do a piece in this old discharged cookbook, and before that I have a smaller book, and there are links to the playlist here below under the video, or tap the little word more and you can find that playlist. There also is a playlist on how I put the cover on and how I altered such a book but the previous book, so you can see how you do that. There also is a link for that video if you're interested in that. But this morning here, when I stood up, I thought it was some time ago since I have been doing something in this book here, because I'm doing a lot of stitching these days. I have a big challenge going on, the Stitch Circle Show challenge, and you can also find a playlist for that if you're into slow stitching, but that is a side note. But in this book here, I do whatever I fancy to do at the time I'm picking the book up and saying, today I want to do something. So there are all kinds of different things here in this book, for different techniques, and yeah, you name it, whatever I fancy to do. But this was the last spread, and it's it's coming before the two next spread, because I saved this dark background for putting these OT bags on, and yeah, that was collaging directly on the jelly plate with old prints, and there was the Hammershøi one, and here now I have glued these two pages together, and I have glued two pages together here also. So now I have a spread starts ready to go, and I think I will just put, I have saved some of the pages I have pulled out of the book, so I can put them in here, so hopefully I won't damage the previous spreads. Here it doesn't matter so much because there isn't anything on there yet, but here there is, so I will just think I will put that in there, so it is a little coming on out under the page itself. But yeah, what do I want to do today? A couple of days ago I was out shopping grocery, and I need some new napkins or serviettes, and I found this one, and I thought color-wise I really liked it. So that got me thinking of, I want to incorporate bits of that here and use this color scheme, and perhaps also some white to perhaps dull it a little down. So I have been in my scrap box and found all kinds of smaller scraps, neutrals, and yeah, all sorts of things. So I will glue scraps on here, and I have bought a new bottle or container of fluid matte medium, and I have just put it out in this, yeah, it's like a ketchup bottle or something. I don't know what they are called, but I I've just pulled a little over there because I think it is easier to do it like this when it is so runny than sitting with a container and take it up from there. So I will see if that works. And since this is so fluid, yeah, of course you could also do it, I think, with regular matte medium or gel medium or with gesso. I also have a bottle of gesso because I think I will use that. But I have been thinking about when I'm gluing down, I put glue on the substrate and I put glue at the top also of the papers and squeeze them down so they lie flat. But I was thinking about dabbing some colors in while I was doing it and see if that could work. I haven't tried this before, but that was just a thought I have. So for a start, I would like to make a very grungy background and somehow also put some of this in this background, and then perhaps dull it a little down with some white gesso, and then I would decide what else to do, if I need focal points or what. I would see what it tells me to do when I reach that point. One thing before I start, this is a serviette. They sometimes is made of 2 or 3 layers. That's one or the other. This one is made of 2, and I only want to use the top layer, so I will just pull the back layer off here like that. So now I only have the top layer. It is quite brittle and delicate, so it can be a little tough to glue down. You can easily rip it. Sorry, but I hope I will manage. And I don't know if I want the borders with there's some kind of perforation there, but we will see to that. Now it's ready for be putting down now. So let us get started. You can see here I'll just tear the borders over. I don't mind there's a little there, but it is such nice frayed edges. I really like these edges here. But away with that, and that would go in my bin. I have a whole package of them, so if I need more I can take another one. So now this one is ready. So I will also just put these out in smaller bits. I don't know how many of it I will be using, but we'll see. All kinds of old papers, packaging materials. Gift wrapping paper here, and yeah. And I know some of you will freak out, but this is from an old Hebrew Bible, but I really like the text or the pattern in it, and most of it will be covered up. So don't freak out about that. Yeah, I don't know this color. And this was something from the paper. There, and there, and there. And some old book pages I have used or something. More book pages. And this is also something. Yeah. Away with that, and this I could also use there. So now I have a big pile, and plus that one. So I think I will start at this side, and it is also, if you can find something with a corner when you start in the corner, and I often start in the corner. but you can of course start wherever you want to start. So I think I will put something under here also so I can see there. So now I will see how this works. I have a palette knife and I have a silicone paint something, and I have this catalyst which, so I will see what works best for me. And I also have a brush if all other should fail. But I will take my fluid matte medium and just squeeze a good amount out. And put this down and see if and I think I will do a little overhang. I can always remove that later. And do that so the bubbles are getting out. And I don't know when I will start doing it, but I think I will squeeze. This is a raw umber. And I put and I've taken the same colors as, not the same, but like the one in my serviette or my napkin. And this is a paint gray. Yeah, I can also always squeeze more out if I reach that point. The paper always grows a little or expand a little when you get it wet. So, but when it's drying again, it will go together again. I think perhaps we can go like this here. Yeah, it isn't so easy getting these bubbles out. Perhaps this is better. And let us do that. It's quite a good amount I put on. In fact, I saw somebody put their papers in water before they put them on here. Perhaps I should try that. And see if that works better. Yeah, there's a bubble there, but it can, perhaps it is healing itself when it dries. But it's easier to have this in a bottle, I can tell you. So that works. the thing I was thinking about that was, I now I'm just taking some paint here in the, and put it in the wet to see if I can give it a really grungy look, and I think that is working quite well. Yeah, it looks quite funny, but I will continue doing this on both my pages. I can do a little more and show it to you, and take some steps and show you. And it is quite messy, and I'm not a, yeah, I'm a little pig perhaps. But here's a page, and I don't think I will go over. I think I will hit the crease here, because it is quite heavy paper, so not heavy, but I think it's better to not go over the crease here in this case. So I think the trick is here to put really good amount of glue on to make the papers look flat. So I will just continue. So done with the first page, and yeah, sorry, I was just standing up to see it was filming. I can't see up here. So if you don't say this is grunge, I don't know what else to say, but it is really grungy and not particularly nice. But I know it would be, I hope and promise to, and perhaps I know a little, it would be better as soon as I start putting gesso on. So I will also do this here on the other side. And in fact, there is a piece of the napkin, and there is a piece of the napkin, and yeah, it is a little hard to see, I think, because it nearly disappears into the surface. So yeah, I can't do much about that, but oops, there it is sliding around there. But I think it is a good idea with putting some paint in while you're gluing it, so you get the grunge at the same time. Yeah. Let me put that in there. Whoops. Whoops, whoops. And this is some from my newspaper, and I have put coffee on it. So that is also a nice way to get grungy papers, putting coffee on them. Do I have another thing there with the edge, so I can, yeah, I think, yeah. And I think the trick here is not to be precious with the medium. Gave it a good layer. But next time I will try this. I think I will try the thing there with putting the papers in a bucket of water or something, to see if that is effectual, and they will lie even flatter, the papers. But I don't want to go out and get water now, I am going here. And we can put a little grunge here. As you can see, it isn't much paint I'm putting on, because I don't want to cover the papers totally, but just a little something. So I will also do the rest of this page, and I think it would take its time before it's dry. There is so much medium on here, but yeah, I have all the time in the world. I'm not going on anywhere or have any obligations today. I have taken a little piece of the serviette or the napkin, and I need a good amount of this, and I will just spread a good amount out here on all the other things, because I will just dump it down and only use my fingers. It is really very easy to ruin it, and this is all I will be doing. It's not easy to work with napkins. You can so easily tear them. So I also think I want a small piece here down in the other corner here. So I will do the same here. A good amount of this fluid, matte medium here. And just carefully dump it down. And you can see the medium sucks into it. And now is not to do so much with it, but just letting it dry, and it will wrinkle a little, but I think that gives texture to the piece, and I don't mind that. Looking at it right now, I can't say it's very pretty, but it is a grungy background. So it will take some time before this is dry. Perhaps I can take my heat gun and dry it a little, but I think the best thing would be to let it dry by itself. But yeah, I have all day, but not all day in that sense that the sun is coming in here from my window at some point, and then it is not possible for me to film anymore. So but I hope some of the papers will be stretching out and some are lying more flat than others, and of course you can keep on adding more and more grunge to it if the places you think needs a little more. But this is grungy. So yeah. Perhaps this isn't for all, but you could of course have chosen a whole other color scheme, and then it would have looked different than this does. Oh, it is quite heavy, this page, but that is the medium. Yeah, this one too. It is, yeah. I will be back when this is dry, and then I can decide what to do. But I know I want to give it a good amount of gesso to cover a lot of it up. So this is dry. Not bone dry, but as dry as I think I can work further on it. And you can see the napkins is more visible now after it all has dried. And I must say I'm pleased about that the papers are lying flat and there isn't any wrinkles or things I don't like. There is a little on the napkin. I know that would be like that, because it is nearly impossible to glue napkin down without getting any wrinkles. But all the other papers are lying so nice and flat. So I can really recommend do it like this and use a bottle like this. It's much easier than digging something out of a container. So I'm pleased with that. So now I will give it a good amount of gesso, I think, and perhaps I will need a little, yeah, no, I don't think I will put paint in here. I will see how it goes. And how much or how little or how, I don't know. I know as little as you do. I haven't any big finished plan in my head. So this is if I think I've got too much, I can always wipe some of it off. And yeah, perhaps I wasn't thinking there, because I don't want it on my serviette or my napkin, but it got there. So yeah. So this way of dabbing it was quite nice. So that's just the second layer of the napkin I'm using now, because I like that look. And you can say, why do all this trouble of putting things down and paint it and so on, and then dab like this, or did cover most of it? But again, it's about the layers. The more layers, the more nice I think it is. Just a little here. So again, there's just a little of the napkin. Yeah, there it also, I put something on it. That was stupid. But I can always put another layer on it. I think I will try to be more careful over here and see if I can get out and around the napkin. And there it is, the other side. And again, I think I will try to dab like I did on the other side. I like that look. Yeah, who should have thought I would be sitting here dabbing gesso all over my page? But I am. Yeah, I really like this there, and I'm so sad I covered that up, but I think I can save it. I know gesso is drying quite quick. So the smallest dot here. Like that. yeah, I will let this dry and try to glue 2 new pieces on here, but it will take a little while again. I think it is dry enough, so I will try to put another layer on here. Put that down here, and ever so careful with my fingers, just tap it down. And of course this has to dry too, and then I can go over it with some gesso also. And do I need more there? The only thing that is bothering me now is that these two are sitting exactly the same place, but there's not much I can do about it other than perhaps connect these two. So I think I would go for that. There isn't any reason for doing two exactly same. Pages. So yeah, and let that be a small one as it is there. I think that is better. So now they are more different, and that is always a good thing when you're doing something, doing contrast and contrast. Oh, I am really into something. I have to be so careful. But now I will let this dry. So this is nearly dry now, and I can see there are a few spots I need to put some more gesso on, because yeah, I just think so. There, and there was, now I will just use my finger. Yeah. There, and there's any more places I think needs. The nicest tool you have, that is your fingers. You always have them with you. But I think I like it as it is here. You can see some of the papers up through, and you can see it up through the napkin too. So now I just want to make some scribbly lines, and that is just a China marker here. It isn't water soluble. I will go not in the napkins. I think, yeah, just here. And I also have a thin marker here. It will make thinner lines. Just some marks, random marks. Like that. I think that is enough. Yeah, do I want something more? I have a crazy idea, and I don't know if it will work. But I have in the local second-hand store found some of these doilies, and I think I perhaps could get the idea of gluing such one down here, because it is white and just a half of one up here. I think that would look nice, but then I would have to find another medium to do that, because I think I need some heavy gel to do that. I don't know if, yeah, I can try, but if they will be sitting there, I don't know. And also I think perhaps I will find my black Stabilo or some Chiron Dash and give it this is the last thing I will do, and I have decided I will go for it. Not so much thinking and overthinking, but I think perhaps it needs some little more color. Another thing you can do is also splatter some perhaps watercolor, or yeah, there are many ways. But I think I will find my Chiron Dash new color 2, because I have none number 1. And since this is dry, number 2 will work like number 1, because I won't be putting any fluid on it. I think perhaps maybe not there, but I could let it lie there so I can see where I want to go. And here, this one I need to cut over, so I also need to find a scissor. A scissors, yeah, there is on the end there, and scissor. It is so strange for a Danish person to put S at the end, because that means there are more than one, and a scissor is one for a Danish person. But a scissor, yeah, I don't know if it's because it has these two, you call them scissors. Yeah, that was just a sidebar. I will find my Chiron Dash and a scissors to cut one of them half. So I would just be brave and take my scissor here and cut it half through. This scissor is only for cutting threads and fabric, and you will get in jail if you use my scissor for anything but that. I have another scissors that can, this one, that must cut everything. I have had this since I was 14 years. I got it from my mom, and it can cut in everything. So this is what I think I like. It's a strange thing to put in a piece, and I know this is quite white, but in this case I think it is fine. It is so white. Normally I would have dipped it in tea, so it would have got another color, but not here. So let me see here if I can help this a little on its way. There. I like the pattern of this napkin. It reminds me of the patterns of the tiles in Granada, or some from the Moroccan tiles, I think they also are called. This one here. Put some lines in there, here and there, and blur them a little out. But with this you can keep on going and going, and that is the nice thing about this. You can keep on until you're satisfied. Blur it a little out. I don't think it needs very much. And then there was this orangey burnt color. I tried here beside me so I can see that is too orange. Yeah, perhaps this one here. Yeah, I can keep on adding here, but at some time I had to stop. And I think that would be now. Sorry for my arm, and you can see paint all over it. So it is so hot today, so I'm sitting in my underwear. And lucky you can't see it, but that is nice. So it is very hot here. So I have to cool a little down. So what do? Do I dare to just use this and put a big amount of it on? I know it will clear up dry, so it's not the problem with that. So let us, I think I will take my brush in this case here. Yeah, I don't want to go into the blue because then it gets wet, that blue line, and then it would. Yeah, I think this could work. It is so flat, this thing here, so it doesn't matter that much. But if it had been heavy cardstock or some really heavy thing, I would have taken my heavy gel. But I don't think I need that here. So this will also have to dry. Yeah, it's a funny thing, this. But again, it is mixed media, so you can really say I have mixed the medias here. So I will do the same up here. And the last thing, when everything is bone dry, I will cut the edges clean. And again, I will just put a little on there. And then I have half another one I can use for something else. It will end up in a fabric collage, perhaps. Yeah, you never know with me. I use most of my stuff, and I have so much stuff, so I have the next 3 lives, I think. But again, then I have something to choose between, and that is nice. I think that is fine. So I would let this dry and look at it when it's dry, cut the edges and see if there's anything more I want to do. This is so by itself there. Now it's looking a little different because it has to dry, and then it would look the same as the rest of the pieces. Easy now. Easy. Let it dry and look at it. It is not quite dry, but it is so dry so I can cut the edges clean, and I'm standing up doing it, so I better can see what I'm doing. There. And this one, I'll do this way here. There. What does that look like here? So this side here. And this will go in the bin. And here. Away with that. And there are some small bits here in this. Sometimes it's just finding the edge and follow that line with your scissor. So. And we can try to remove these so it doesn't distract so much. And all these in the bin. Sorry, my floor is squeaking, but maybe it's because I'm too fat or too heavy. So there it is. I really like this pattern from the napkin here, and I think it was a funny decision to put these 1.5 doily in. Yeah, I think that looks nice. I don't know what that is. Oh, that was just an idea for something that has gotten into that. But it isn't dry yet, so I will let it be sitting there for the rest of the day before I close my book. But what do you think? Was it a good idea to put these doilies in, or should I find another thing? I often think these things need a focal point of some kind. And in the beginning I thought this would be the focal point, but these two ended up being the focal point. I could of course have put them to blur it a little, put a little more gesso on it, but in fact I think I like it stains clear, and you can see what it is. It isn't pretending to be something else but a doily. Yeah, you can see here my fingers looks like, yeah, and my arm, and that means I have had a great time. And I hope you had a great time too, watching me doing this, and perhaps you would give it a try yourself the way I showed you to do it here. I can really recommend doing it with a fluid matte medium and a sparkle, and flattening the papers out, and when they're dry they lie flat, except for the napkins. They are hard to get lie flat. And yeah, what else do I want to say? I hope you will give it a try and see if it is something for you. But else I would also say thank you for all your sweet comments. I read them all and I answer all of you the best I can. And if you have any questions or so, you're always welcome to write to me and ask, and I will tell you what I know. Yeah, that is my way of teaching from a distance, since I'm living in Denmark. It is such a small country, and yeah, there is other here in Denmark who do the same things like me, but we're not many. So sometimes I could have wished for living in another place where there was a bigger group of people doing the same thing as I do or have the same interest. Sometimes it can feel like I'm sitting on a lonely island here in Denmark, but yeah, I got contact with all of you here through YouTube and Facebook, and that is really nice to get in contact with people from all over the world, and I really like that. So thank you for your sweet comments. And now I would only say, please be creative, and please take care of yourself, and please be nice to each other. Kiss your neighbor and hug your dogs and our dog or whatever, and smile to everybody. That is the shortest distance between people, is a smile. So until we see each other again on a Monday in the future, take care and bye for now.